Welcome back to the session today, and in this session we are going to learn about how to place the stainless steel crown using Hall's technique or the Hall's approach for especially young permanent molars. Sometimes the situation arises when we don't have the adjacent or the erupting molars distally to the young permanent first molar, and this first permanent molar is grossly decayed and we need any endodontic treatment, and thereafter we need to restore it with the crown. So in that particular situation, the ideal crowns that should be or are advisable is mostly the stainless steel crowns, as they are the guiding appliance, especially for the eruption of the permanent second molar. So, or in any cases when the occlusion rehabilitation is also needed, then also these stainless steel crowns are indicated. So basically the situations may be when we need to guide the erupting 7. The second situation may be when we need to restore it to have open the bite. In some of the cases we can restore this young permanent molar with the stainless steel crowns, especially with the Hall's approach. So many type of situations may arise, proximal carious lesion where the child is not very cooperative. In such situations also we can do the stainless steel crowns. Now what to do and how to do is the important thing that we need to understand and learn. So this session is for the same. There is an ongoing poll that is being conducted, so you may prefer to answer that poll. So when we talk about this permanent molar, this is tooth number 16 according to FDA system, and covering up with the stainless steel crowns, what are the steps? So the first step is that what I usually prefer is that we need to create the proximal slicing. That is, there should be a space that this tooth is showing the space, but the steps we need to define again. So I am just describing that this proximal slicing is needed, and it is needed on both aspects. Distal also you need to move your burr so that you create the depth that the stainless steel crown can go along. So for that, first thing that we need to consider is we need to protect the adjacent tooth, and this is very important. Especially the primary molars need to be protected, otherwise the pulp horns are higher, especially in the proximal aspect, and this can lead to the pulpal infiltration or the iatrogenic exposure of the primary molar. So we are going to use the metric strip mostly in such cases, and we are going to insert it in the permanent molar, especially if you need to do it. Sorry, the primary molar if you need to do it. So you are just protecting the adjacent tooth. This is your first step. So once your metric strip is stable, the second thing that you need to consider is you should have a tapered fissure burr. So this is preferably the TF11 that you may consider, with a sharp pointed tip or the needle burr that we say. And with this needle burr you need to create the proximal spaces or the proximal slicing. 2-3 strokes would be enough in both the aspects, whether the tooth has erupted or not. Just create the spaces, because this crown will go subgingivally. And so how we are going to do it? We are just going to stabilize this matrix band initially. And once you stabilize it, the second, sorry, what I'm doing, just you need to stabilize it. And now you need to create that proximal space on both the aspects. So first, considering the mesial aspect where the band is, hope you can clearly see. So the space over here is created as it was already in a good position. Then the space we need to create the depth over here. Just 3-4 strokes are enough. Basically we want to just break the contact so that our crown can go in this particular space. And now creating that slice. So now the burr is freely moving in the interproximal area. This is the slicing that you need. It should be able to move freely in the interproximal spaces, this TF11 or the sharp point, and there should be no hindrance. And on the distal aspect also we did the same thing. And now let us see how much is the clearance that we have obtained. See the clearance, there are no contacts left, and over here also. The third step is to select the crown. So try to select from the smallest size or the size that could be assumed to be fitting. So over here we are selecting first the size number 5. See, we initially did not select the size based on the mesodistal width, and this is a Hall's approach. We are just saving the chair side time. So we select the 5 number first, and this is coming short, not covering all the aspects, so leave it. Immediately you can move to the size 6. So this is size 6. This it is going, and it is going inside, but there is a space over here, as you can see. So we need to create that. See, this is going, but there is still the space at the palatal aspect, so we need to do festooning, that is the gingival contours should be maintained at the proximal aspects. And let us see or visualize the buccal aspect. So it is going buccally, but there is a deficiency at the palatal aspect, so we need to do festooning. So We would use the straight handpiece and the acrylic bar to do the same. This is the fourth step. After the selection of the crown, we have finalized the crown size 6. So we are using the acrylic bar now, and we are going to create the space for the crown number 6. So what we are going to do in this fourth step is we are going to create these proximal spaces in both aspects. And same we will do with the other side as well. So creating both the spaces on both the aspects and then cleaning up the debris from the inner side also. And now let us bring the model again. So after the festooning, this is how our crown looks from both the aspects. From the mesial as well as from the distal aspect. The margins from the inside should be clear, and still there is an overhanging margin. It should be removed. And now coming to the fifth step, that is final check or the final checking of the final fit of the crown. So it is coming in a snap fit. So now you can see that it has completely submerged itself in the palatal aspect. On the buccal aspect also, on the distal aspect also, there is a good adaptation. Then on the palatal aspect, we will see with the help of a mirror. So on the buccal aspect, as you can see, it is submerged inside clearly. And on the mesial aspect. Now the point to be noted is when we see it from the occlusal aspect, you would see that it is higher than the other crowns. Like we can assume it to be higher by a millimeter or so, roughly around 1 to 2 millimeters it is higher. at the cuspal end it is 1 millimeter high. So let it be, this would adapt to the occlusion over a period of a week or so. And these are malleable crowns, they are not rigid, so there would be slight discomfort, occlusal changes would be there. So this is how the crown is adapted with the Hall's technique on a permanent molar, especially the young permanent molar that we are talking about. And this would help in proper guidance of the erupting 7. It would have a good coronal seal as it engulfs the tooth gingivally, subgingivally, and it adapts to the occlusion over a period of time. So if you have any queries, you can ask in the comment section below this video. And we also have a membership sessions or the memberships where you can plan to learn the things that you want to. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.